Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Nvidia, AMD, and Tesla. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. If you like these videos, go to my website, sign up, it's free, or click down here in the bottom right hand corner and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright guys, daily chart, 18 million, Nvidia, 3.07% up or $5.14 green on the day. We did close at all-time highs, so everyone's excited, guys, going into earnings on the 10th. So if it wasn't for earnings, guys, you'd have bullish pattern, little bit of an inside bar, slightly bearish pattern, but it popped up above this high and closed at intraday high, so that's pretty much off the table. I want to see more follow through on volume. So if this thing kind of putters out, just kind of starts going sideways like this, then it's just going to wait until earnings, and then 50-50 shot, guys. It could go up 30 bucks or drop 30 bucks. We'll see what happens. But overall, guys, without earnings, bullish stance above the MAs, nothing wrong. This was a great pattern going up. Other than this little downward, it's still bullish, still above the MAs. That's pretty much how everything's geared to, guys. Just keep it above the MAs and keep it floating on the light volume markets. But again, earnings on the 10th. We'll see what happens then. But remember this day when this thing was getting killed and the whole market was coming down and everything was getting burned. I think the NASDAQ was down 200 on this day. So if this thing happens to come down on earnings, look out, guys. The Qs will be bombing. The markets will be bombing, period. So Nvidia's kind of driving the markets right now. It is the leader. It is the strong horse out of the group, making new intraday highs. So let's see what happens on, I think the 10th is on Thursday. So right now, let's just see where this thing stands. Does it, grind up into earnings, or does this guy kind of just stall out? Because, it did go from 158 to 172 in the last 7 days. Nice little rise in the earnings, but everyone's getting excited. Everyone's holding their position. No idea, guys. 50-50 shot Nvidia. But the volume's been okay. Great stance. Just to see what happens. If you are long, protect it. If you're short, just hang on for dear life. AMD. So AMD, guys, had earnings a couple weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, what have you, right into this area. We talked about the 1555 high pivot. This is where we went short before. We covered down in here, came back. Great trading vehicle up and down in this channel, height of the channel. This was ready to break out and could not do it. Came right back in, filled the gap, got below the 20, and now we're hovering over this little pivot here, the 50 MA, and this big trend line down in this area. If this goes sideways for the next week or two, this will be setting up for possible lower prices. It's still hard to say, guys. We're at the lower end of the range here in this channel, so at this point we could go right back up and shoot for the 1555. It's not really giving us a pattern, but until we get above the 20 here and come back and confirm, this thing should stay down in here and consolidate for possible lower prices. We have great support down here. We have good resistance, so it's kind of a 50-50 shot if you ask me. We're back in the lower end range, but we're just going to have to wait for pattern and see what happens with this. Volume's been okay, kind of calmed down after earnings down in here. Back to the usual suspect, about 57 million on the day. So let's see what happens. Let's see what kind of pattern it comes up. Bullish, you got to get back above the 20 and keep going. Big area would be the 1419 and get above this trend line here. Pretty much the 1419. If we could get above that, then we'll coming up, we'll contend with the 1467, double top here, and then we might go to 1555 again and then keep going. If we could get above that 1555, this thing will break out to 1622, 1650, 17, and keep going. I still have an area right around 1776 as well, $20 too, so we'll have to see. Right now, just waiting on pattern. A little bit oversold here. The bulls will come out, but if this thing starts dropping here, this is a great buying opportunity down in here with gap fill. If this gives up, then we're probably going to go back down to the $10 or the $9.90 area. And this should be a buying opportunity, but we're going to have to line it up with the SPY as a market trade, guys. If the SPY is selling and this comes into a good area and the overall markets are going down, this will go lower. So right now, still above the 50, still above the 200. Okay stance. Let's see what pattern develops in the next week or so. And let's see what happens on the Friday close or the weekly close. That will tell us a little bit more in AMD. Let's go into Tesla. Tesla had good earnings, popped up, continuing higher. We did fill the gap today, and the 618. We closed right on top of it, guys. 135, actually a couple pennies above it. So let's see if we can shoot for the 750. This is some good resistance right up in here, guys. Even in the gap fill here, too. You had 2 or 3 big red bars down. Had a nice retrace up to kill the puts. Came back in. Puts got excited. They hung on a little bit longer, then they jabbed it to them. We are back above the MA, so it's a strong stance, but we're back into the 618, the 750. This is a good area to possibly short Tesla, or where some technical guys will start shorting this one. If you are long too, if you were in pain down here, you get a $50 move. You got to think some people are, you get a $50 move. I'm taking profits and saying thank you very much. If it goes up, I'll reshort it and do it that way. There's a couple different ways to play this thing, but right now it's just grinding up. It's down a little bit. Volume's tapering off from the earnings news, but we'll see again, guys. If the overall markets pull back, everything will pull back with it. So right now we're kind of waiting for pattern, see if we stay above the 50 MA or does it come right back in. You got to get, if you're bullish, you got to stay up in here, go sideways pattern in a bullish setup, and then possibly the next move up. I'm still thinking, 387 up in here and possibly 400 if this sets up to go higher and the markets stay complacent. If the markets start to sell and this thing gets a little bit choppy, this will be coming down, probably testing the 300. I still think we'll hit the 200 MA down in this way. So up move 400, 410, 420. Down move, you got 273, and it's going to be the overall markets, guys. Markets stay buoyant, light volume. This will continue to grind. If the markets start to hit some headwinds, this will pull back with the markets as well as everything else. So it will be a market trade overall. All right, guys, I'm still getting back into the groove here. Just came back from a vacation in Maui. It was great. Just trying to get back into the charts, into the swing of things. And if you have kids, you know how it goes. They're going back to school. A lot of stuff going on in my life right now, but miss the charts, miss making these videos for you guys. And so far so good on this stuff. The AMD worked out. This one was retracing, came back, popped up on earnings, and then the Nvidia coming up on the 10th. But everything's going pretty good. We've been covering trades in our swing trade positions. We're out about 33 or 34 winners out of 120 stocks. Some are in the money. We've covered half. We've done trades multiple times. Everything's going good, guys. I'm just set trades out there, no more than 10% of your total portfolio, and let them ride, guys. Long or short, I don't really care, but I'm just an old schooler, guys. I used to be more aggressive back in the day, but right now I just like to set positions, especially on the high flyers, let them come in, and that's how we do it here at StockBookie.com. All right, guys, again, if you want to sign up for the free membership, go to StockBookie.com. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, come down here, just subscribe, and thanks. I really want to thank you for coming by and checking out my videos. Hopefully I'm helping some of you guys out there. If you have any questions or comments, send it to me, stockbookie@gmail.com, and we'll go from there. Again, thanks everybody for stopping by. God bless. See you on the charts.